Getting ready to buy a home, but you have kids. You might not be sure what to do. Are you supposed to get a babysitter? Are you supposed to bring them with you? Or are you just supposed to leave them at home? Well, in today's episode, we're going to take a closer look at that because change is not only difficult for you, it's also difficult for the little ones. But with a little bit of planning, a little bit of preparation, we can put both your mind and your little one's minds at ease throughout the process. So in today's episode, we're going to take a look at 7 tips for house hunting with kids. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek, helping you make sense of the real estate process. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. For reference, I upload 6 days a week, so be sure to tap the bell icon and YouTube will let you know when the next one is ready. Okay, team, so let's take a closer look at this. It is so nerve-wracking sometimes to get ready to buy a home, and whenever I've worked with different parents that are here in Las Vegas, sometimes they get anxious. Andrew, should we bring the kids? Should we leave them at home? Especially depending on what the ages are, if they're preschool kids, babies, or if they're teenagers, right? It's a great question. So it really going to depend on you and the kind of kids that you have and what you're going to be most comfortable with. Of course, if they're preschoolers, then it might be easier for you to get a babysitter or leave them with the grandparents or something if you have that option. But what if you don't? What are you supposed to do? Well, let's go over the 7 options in this episode so that you can determine how best to handle this going forward. The first one is to make safety a priority. And the way that you make safety a priority is considering how old your kids are, right? We obviously want you and your family to be extremely safe during your house hunt and be able to find a home that's going to become your new family home. So when we're talking about safety in specific, if you know that you have rambunctious Richard over here that wants to go run around the house, right? That might not be the best opportunity for him to go out there, because in a new house is a new terrain, and sometimes you're going to have stairs, you're going to have sunk down living rooms, you're going to have different things in that house that aren't familiar to you or to them, and they could get hurt. We want to make sure they don't get hurt, so make sure that you have a good game plan with you. If you do have a rambunctious child, it's okay. A lot of kids are rambunctious. I know I was as a little one. You might have been too, right? If you're rambunctious, it's absolutely okay. It's just a matter of making sure that you have them be respectful of someone else's property and teach them appropriate etiquette. It's a great education lesson for them as well, learning to respect other people's property and listen to what you guys are sharing with them, okay? The second one is to think beyond the house. And when we think about beyond the house, we need to think about just how anxiety provoking this can be, especially if your kids are school age and they're getting ready to go from one school to the new school, especially if you're making an out-of-state move or an out-of-city move, because this can even be nerve-wracking whenever families are staying here in the same city but transferring from school district to school district. So a pretty cool thing to do is to try to get them excited about the new school. And one way to do that is to have them start researching the area around where the houses are that you're looking for. Get with your trusted real estate advisor, look for the closest nearby parks, the different recreation facilities that fit for your kids and what they're interested in, sports complexes or something. Share that information with your kids. Make a time during your house hunt to actually stop by. Maybe you look at like 2 or 3 homes and then you go over to the park, take a break, let the kids play a little bit for 15-20 minutes, get back up and go and take a look at another house. That way you're helping them with their energy and being pent up in the car, get it out on the sports complex or get it out in a recreation setting, right? So they can have fun, get excited about the new neighborhood. They can tell you what they like best about the neighborhood, and then you and your significant other can make a well-informed decision about it being the right location for your family or not. Now, the third tip is actually knowing your child's limits. I mean, let's face it, we all burn out. As adults, we have our limits. We have our different energy, peak energy, whether it's in the morning or whether it's midday, the evening, or at night, what have you. Your kids have it too, right? So they have their limitations as far as how well they can behave or how well their energy is going to stay up here, and they're going to be able to be active in the home search and before they start getting cranky. And keep in mind, when we get cranky, right, there's a funny word that's come around that called hangry, right? Adults get hangry too. Kids get hangry and adults get hangry. So it's important to make sure that you have snacks or even a cooler in the car with their favorite nutritious snacks and their favorite beverages and yours, so that you can make sure that you're nourishing your body throughout the house hunt, especially if you're going to hit it hard. Because I've had some people that come in from out of state and, you know, we'll come up with this game plan. We'll put together like a list of 7 to 10 homes, but they might be spread anywhere from the south side of town to the north side of town. And whenever you're talking about Las Vegas, that's 45 minutes if you're doing a straight shot. So if we're looking at 7 to 10 homes intermixed in there, you're looking at about a good 4 to 6 hours for that day. And you need to be prepared for that for both you and your kids. Mentally prepare, physically prepare, and make sure that we're taking time off for the kids to go to the park. Make sure that we're taking time out as needed to go get drinks or to go eat together or whatever, right? Make sure that we're taking care of that. Know your children's limits and know your own. Now the fourth one, and this is a fun one, is to give your child a job. Depending on the age of your child, you might be able to give them an assignment. And an assignment could be like, hey, I want you to take a look and see what the favorite area is, whether it's an arcade, sports complex, soccer stadium, professional sports team, or whatever the case is. Whatever their passion is, tell them to take a look at it. Because let's face it, our kids are pretty darn smart these days, right? Because they grew up with the internet. And if they grew up with the internet, they probably know how to use it. Put them to use, using it for something productive, doing some research around the neighborhood, and getting them excited about what they're going to do for fun whenever you buy your new family home. Give them a job. Tell them, hey, this is what mom and dad are looking at, or mom and mom, or dad and dad, whatever the case is, right? Just this is what we're looking at as a family unit, and let's go ahead and break this down. And because we're looking for a house that has a pool, we're looking for a house that has maybe a certain kind of bathroom, and make it like a treasure hunt, man. Tell them, hey, let us know what you thought of it. Did you find it? Did you find the certain plant that was in the yard? Did you find what kind of pool it was? Did you find that special room? And kind of give them a job to make it more fun and appealing to them. You can also get them to maybe take some pictures of the house, like their favorite shots of the house. Tell them that you're going to make a collage with it if that's the house that you guys buy, and you do it as a family fun project together, right? It's a really exciting time, and it's a really great opportunity as a family to build and to bond together. Now, the fifth tip in today's episode is make sure that your kids know you're in charge, not them. That being said, whenever you give them assignments and you give them projects, right, they need to know that the decision-making authority is obviously yours. So don't let them get into the thought process that they're the ones that are buying the house, and if they hate it, then that has anything to do with your decision, and if they love it, that has anything to do with your decision. Of course, we need to validate, right? Validation is extremely important. Let your kids know that you care about their thoughts and their opinions, and let them express themselves, and share with them that you guys will come to a decision together, but ultimately that you and your significant other have the decision-making authority to make the decision to buy or not buy that property, okay? The sixth tip in today's episode is gamify the process. Now, this kind of ties in a little bit with number 4, with giving your child a job, but gamifying the process, bring some games. Depending on what age they are, they might like the video games, they might be happy with a smart device and just playing a game on there, or maybe board games or what have you, right? But you can actually gamify the process in maybe a more interesting way with making it an adventure. And it kind of goes back when we're talking about finding that specific something in the house. Whatever that specific something is to you and your family that really, really gets y'all excited, get it in there. Or maybe you're looking for commonalities. How many homes had tile? How many homes had wood? How many homes had count the doors in the house, or count the lights in the house, or something like that, and make it a fun time for your family with a little reward. Oh, after this, we'll go get some ice cream, or we'll go get some pizza, or whatever the favorite food is for you and your family, right? You can have them work on their favorite hobbies if they start getting bored, and you can also provide them with additional assignments with any kind of research projects. Again, given the age of your children, this could be vastly productive for you and them, and very exciting, bringing the family unit together, working together to find your new family home. And the seventh one is to have fun. Don't forget, this is your family home. The home buying should be a very fun experience for both you and your kids. So make it fun, make it a great time. Have a lot of fun throughout the process. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to ask great questions of your trusted real estate advisor, and make sure that you're having an overall great family outing that day with your kids during your house hunt. Now, here's what I'd like you to do is tell me what you're thinking about this episode in the comment section below. Please share your tips with house hunting with kids, especially if you've been through this process. What were the steps that you did, and how did you pull it off? Did you leave them with a babysitter? Did you bring them with? If you brought them with you, how did you do it, and how did you do it successfully? Tell us about it in the comment section below. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop up my contact information. If you want to drop me a line to say hello, or if you need help finding a top agent where you are, please let me know. Always here to help. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. Number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. Because just like you, I'm sure that you could think of another family that could really use this information to help them in their house hunt with their kids. Please share it with them. Thank you. Between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you for watching today, team, and please feel free to check out these other great videos. Looking forward to coming to you again soon. Enjoy an amazing day.